Y'all place for it? Oh, yeah. 10 hours is a lot. Is that the train, yes?
Yes, it's supposed to be green, I think. Okay. Straight. Sideways, that's sleeper.
Well, this is one, so the next one is...
Okay. Everything good?
Number 2?
Yes.
Yes.
Here is on the right?
Yeah,
Sure, front.
Yeah, but 5 and 6.
5 and 6, okay.
Well, you can try, but...
Yeah, I'll see.
Have a good trip.
Yeah, you too. Good luck with your safe travels.
Yes.
Bed number 2. Okay. Oh crap!
What tourist actually?
There you go. Thank you. Oh, I'm the first one. All right. It showed up on time, thank God. The train was like 20 minutes late, so not as bad as the horror stories I've heard about like 14 hours and like even like 3 or 4 hours. So that's good. Pretty happy. I think we'll be there around 6:30 now. It's a little bit better. I'm gonna head off to bed in like 2 hours. A nice train. That's a good idea. I prefer this over the Nile cruise because that's just way too long. That's like a 4-day trip. Some cake too here. We're arriving in Luxor in like 15 minutes, so I'll take this quick. It was very nice, thank you. This way?
Let's go this way.
Okay. Yeah, so everyone's going to Aswan here. So not much people are getting out. I'm going to Aswan later by private car. Cool. Okay. Hotel is right there.
Businessman, my friend Heykel. You are so...
Yeah, very, 2 meters.
2 meters?
Yes.
Oh, very good.
A little bit heavy.
No, just leave it here.
Okay.
نزلنا عم بعيد من البوغاش دول الحلب. نزلنا بعيد من الحلب دول لما الجيل ماشي عند الجبال.
That's Yassar. Yes? Yassar?
Yes.
Yes. We're going to the hotel now. Close by, I arranged to pick up on WhatsApp. So.
ايوه عمل لي قال لي رأي العمال.
Yeah. Hopefully, maybe I'll get 1 million views.
No, I will take a nice place. You can take picture there.
Okay.
Give me this.
Yes.
My family.
Yes, yes. It's your house, yes?
Yes, no, my sister's house.
Oh,
This one. But I'm living in 45 minutes from here.
okay. So the brown house is,
Here's the brown house.
oh, okay.
But this, we're using another way. I'm using this brown house. But
Okay.
this is my family private way.
Yes.
Just for me and for my friend here.
Oh, there's the address.
When you want to tonight, you can take like here.
Oh, okay.
All the lights is good. Welcome to brown house.
Wow.
If you want here, okay also. After you.
Yeah, I'll take this one. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Shukran. So I finally made it to the city of Luxor here in Egypt. It's famous for being the old ancient city of Thebes, or the City of 100 Gates, which was formerly the capital of Upper Egypt during the New Kingdom. The reason why Luxor is the second most visited city in Egypt is because of its many historical sites. I can't even do justice trying to explain the deep history of Luxor, with such peoples as the Babylonians, Hittites, Canaanites, Phoenicians, Greeks, Romans, Ottomans, all visiting the city throughout its long history. While ancient Thebes wasn't the capital of Egypt the entire time, it did remain the religious capital of Egypt up until the Greek period. So this is the first day in Luxor. I woke up 10 o'clock. I got everything sorted, shaved, put polysporin on my little finger. Everything's good. I cut it on the ceiling fan actually. It was pretty funny. But anyways, today I'm going to see the temples. The Luxor Temple over there. And then the Karnak Temple. Probably the Karnak Temple first, a museum, and then the Luxor Temple when it gets a little bit cooler. It's gonna be hot today. I put sunscreen for real this time. First day I've used sunscreen. I'm ready for today. It's gonna be really hot. It's already 40 right now. It's gonna get up to 44 by the time I'm at the temples. I can handle that type of weather, so it's fine, but I do not recommend visiting Luxor during this time. With our first stop of the trip, we're at the world famous Karnak Temple. This massive 200-acre complex was built during the Middle Kingdom around 4,000 years ago. The Karnak Temple is actually the most visited site here in Luxor and the second most visited site in all of Egypt, behind the Great Pyramids of Giza. Most of the buildings that we'll see today were built during the New Kingdom between 1500 and 1000 BC. It's still really old history, but it's actually 1000 years after the time of the Great Pyramids. So this part of ancient Egypt will be quite different compared to the Old Kingdom that we saw in previous videos. The Karnak Temple is divided into 3 main sections, the largest being the precinct of Amun, and the rest of the precincts are closed due to archaeology and historian work throughout the winter months. I can't imagine how complex it is to do archaeology here, since the entire complex has been worked on by the ancient Egyptians from 2000 BC to its final contribution in 200 BC. In my opinion, one of the most popular parts about the Karnak Temple is the Hypostyle Hall, which has over 130 columns that are all over 70 feet tall. And you could try to imagine how magnificent these columns would have looked during the heyday of the New Kingdom, like the time of Ramesses II, when Egypt was a powerhouse of agriculture, innovation, and new technologies. Now, just at the entrance of the Karnak Temple, you could find these cryosphinxes, or sphinxes with ram heads. They're really cool, and I actually never seen something like this before. And although they're not as impressive as the sphinx you will see in Giza, there's a lot of them, especially in the Karnak and Luxor Temple. But anyways, we're going to hop back into the video. If you want, you can subscribe and like the video if you want to see more content like this in the future. But yeah, anyways, thank you, and let's get back into the video. They started building here around 1900 BC, as I said, during the Middle Kingdom. And 30 or 31 pharaohs contributed. Now these columns here, you're going to see a lot of these. These columns are incredible because I've only seen columns in Rome and Greece, and you think Greece invented these type of column buildings, but these are around 3,900-year-old columns. So these are called the Hypostyle Hall. These were built in the New Kingdom, I believe. Unbelievable. They're so tall. There used to be beautiful colors here, but you know, because of weathering, and this used to be a lot of this used to be underground and toppled over. The colors stayed, and now because they're all back to normal, the colors are fading. And now these are the closed. It's actually not too bad weather-wise because it's all shade now. Even the police officer asked me for a tip, man. Everyone's asking for a tip. Never been in a place like this ever in my life. It's incredible. I don't know how they built them. Very quiet, I like it. In the Luxor Temple, they have the second largest obelisk still standing in Egypt. Now, the actual tallest obelisk were stolen by in multiple European countries, and then obviously you can see in St. Peter's they have an Egyptian obelisk. In Paris as well, lots of places actually. There's like 9 of these in Rome, or maybe 11. I don't know. There's lots of places that are closed because there's lots of archaeologists that are closing it for restoration or for studying, and they're not here right now because obviously it's one day away from June 1st. So they're going to come in the winter and they'll work on it again for a few months. Over there is the Temple of Amenhotep, Temple of Ramesses II. Gate of Amenhotep III. in the court of the Middle Kingdom. I didn't read that. Unbelievable, look at that. Incredible. Now, wind is nice, but in this type of weather, wind is actually worse because it brings more hot air to your skin. And that's what you don't want that, obviously. Wow. You can see the pharaoh, he's holding the key of life. Oh no, this is the pharaoh. This is the high priest. Now I wish I could read hieroglyphics, but I'm visiting other countries where it won't matter hieroglyphics anymore. You can see the original colors here, blue, the stars, and then these are the columns here, the Colossal columns. Thutmose III is the guy who came after the female king or queen, as you would say, Hatshepsut. Her obelisk is right there. Here's another obelisk here. I said here twice because it's that important. Used to have a canal from the Nile that comes all the way to the Karnak Temple, and they would have this sacred lake. They would have canals from the Nile and what so forth. The view of the sacred lake in 1870. And they put the rocks back together, and the lake now exists. So we're entering Ramesses III Temple. Here are the closed columns or capitals. So the sunroom for Ramesses III, it's like 1 o'clock right now, so the sun is directly above us. Here you can see it goes all the way down there. I got a really cool photo. You can see the dust in the air. And I believe Ramesses III is from the 19th or 20th dynasty. I forgot from yesterday. Here's also. It's not as good, but it's still really cool. Really cool. Here they found a lot from the New Kingdom. Most of it is in the British and Egypt Museum, and now it's just the complex that's left. You can see the temple here. These are the crumbled remains at the time, before the restorations. So it's around 250. Let's see how hot it is. It was 42. Stella beer, Egyptian, and a chilled glass. Pour this properly. Oh. That's an Egyptian beer here. It's I definitely needed this. I only have one water bottle and it started getting hot, so. Got the beef shawarma here, another beer. It's around 120 Egyptian, so it's on the expensive side, but you know, still around $9. I gotta use a spoon here. It's onions, peppers, yellow peppers, and beef. I don't want to film the police because they're pretty strict about that here, and it's not really common for people to vlog as well. So here's the Nile, beautiful Nile. My hotel is somewhere over there. Oh, there's the Luxor Museum. That's how Thutmose III would have looked like. It's made out of black granite. One of the best statues carved in ancient Egypt because of the condition it is. That is 3,200 years old, and it looks brand new. And Sobek, the god. This is the head of Amenhotep III. 1400 BC, granite from Aswan. And this one is the Karnak one. The god Amu of Karnak, limestone. 1300 BC from the New Kingdom. Oh, Obelisk of Ramesses II. A small obelisk written on its four sides by hieroglyphic with the name Ramesses II. 1193. This. Bright granite as well. This is Thutmose III. That's what it looked like. The false beard and everything. Statue is seriously cracked, apparently as a result of atmospheric differences between the site where it was found and the site which was moved. The mineral structure of the stone expanded, its volume increased, creating cracks and movement of the stone. Yeah, I see the cracks are there. And then they glued it all back together. Here's the cracks as well. I don't blame it, it's super old. But during the time of Ramesses II, New Kingdom, this is how Egypt looked. Political control was all the black here. Jerusalem, Canaan, all that. And it went all down to Thebes, the capital of Egypt at the time, which is now known as Luxor, and then Nubia, which is Aswan. That's where I'm going to next. It should be around Aswan somewhere here. And then it splits off into the White Nile and the Blue Nile. They found this in Karnak. Karnak, they have found around, I could be wrong, 700 bronze statues and 1,700 limestone statues. and even more I bet now, because all the cars are from like 2010, and I was talking to the guy and they're finding stuff every year. Every year they find stuff. So when you walk on the ground, you feel a little weird that it could be a lot of artifacts below. Leaf of a victory parade. Oh, yes. There's the soldiers. It's a military parade. This is pretty cool. Early Christian stela. Since the Roman times, the Christians of Egypt were called the Coptics. Their gravestones often carry crosses and other Christian symbols. This is from the 6th century AD from Thebes. Where the cross? I would assume this would be the cross. That would be a gravestone for the Coptics. Coptic gravestone as well, 6th century. Here's the cross here. See the eagles and the thighs. My neighborhood, there's so many geckos. I was closing the door, there's a gecko around. They're huge, they're like this big and they go super quick. I'm not too scared of those things because I know they're fine, but like if I see a snake or anything, I'm done. I'm leaving my room ever. So I'm at the Sunflower restaurant. There's the Nile right there. I'm at the edge of the West Bank. I'm all alone. It's 10 p.m. They close in an hour. I ordered the shisha, the falafel, and fries, and I had never had a falafel ever in my life. I've had literally every other Middle Eastern dish, but not falafel. My family's Polish. What can I say? My apartment is just behind that column building there. They don't sleep till 1:30 here because it's so hot. They wake up early in the morning and they sleep late, and they sleep in the middle of the day. So it's like 10:30. Doesn't taste like apples actually. Like it's like a big vape. My cousin has a shisha in Poland and it has the same system as burn on top, but it's not like this big, so it's fun to use. This costed 35 Egyptian. So that's been Luxor. I'm gonna have a long sleep. I'll wake up around 9 a.m. I don't want to wake up too late because it's gonna get hot. And it's off to the temples. So we are now on the other side of the Nile River in the West Bank of Luxor, at a place that you could argue is equally as famous as the Karnak Temple. This mountain contains the burial sites of almost all the pharaohs of the 18th, 19th, and 20th dynasties during the New Kingdom. It is famously known as the Valley of Kings. Previous tombs like the pyramids were actually not the best ideas for tombs because looting was a really big problem throughout Egypt's history and quite common. So during the New Kingdom they adopted a new plan to conceal their tombs, and that idea was the Valley of Kings. They ultimately decided to use the mountain just outside of Luxor, the old capital city of Egypt at the time, and they pretty much built straight into the mountain that was actually a mountain known for its limestone to build these tombs. Once a pharaoh passed away, the body would be mummified and the tunnel will already be built, along with the king's personal possessions like furniture, clothes, jewelry, and even alcohol. It would be all placed into the tomb, and then the body would be placed in a sarcophagus and sealed away for thousands of years. During the first excavations of the Valley of Kings in the early 1900s, it was mostly done by a British archaeologist named Howard Carter. He's responsible for the discovery of most of the tombs that you'll find at the Valley of Kings. And probably one of the most famous tombs found here, or even found in all of history, was found not intentionally. On November 4th, 1922, a young water boy would twice a day bring large jars filled with water to the excavation site to help out the workers. At this site, the boy would take the jars off the donkey that was carrying the jars and set them in the sands. However, the jars were pointed at the bottom, so he would have to push some sand out of the way to set the jars to make them upright. While swishing away the sand on that miraculous day, he uncovered a stone, but not just any stone. This was a flat stone that actually seemed to be sculpted. With further investigation, it turned out to be the top of the stairs leading down to the tomb of the pharaoh Tutankhamun. They looked over the tomb over the next few weeks and found over 5,000 items, all nearly untouched and in pristine condition for 3,200 years. You can imagine those possessions just sitting in that tomb in the dark for 3,200 years, never to see the light until that time. The most famous item that they got from the tomb was the golden mask of King Tut, which everyone knows about, and it's now in the Cairo Museum, which I couldn't film because it's really heavily guarded by security, since the mask is priceless and probably the most famous artifact found by any excavation in all of Egypt.
So here we don't have a lot of rains.
Yes.
It's very rare. One time or two times a year, a few drops.
Ah.
So the temperature here is dry. So it's perfect for them
Yes.
to keep their mummies here in Luxor.
I heard it snowed a few years ago in Cairo.
In Cairo,
Yeah,
and
a few years ago.
last winter in Hurghada. But it's not common. It's
Not
something
common, no.
rare. Yeah.
Very rare, yeah. So the pyramid up there, they say it was done by purpose.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
to give the same ideology of the mummies.
Ah.
This tomb belonged to Ramesses IV.
Okay.
Inside it, when you enter it, it's closed now. To the left at the wall, you can see a lot of inscriptions in Coptic language.
Oh,
Because the Coptic used to hide inside these tombs
yes, from the Romans.
from the Romans, to practice their religions
Yes.
away from their eyes. And the entrance is modern, not original.
Yes.
Because after they close the tomb, they cover it so you can't know. It's look like the normal mountain like this.
Ah.
You can't know there's tombs.
Here's the tomb of the sons of Ramesses II.
Yes.
It's right here on the left.
Yes.
And you said that they open the museums, I mean not the museums, the tombs only sometimes, and sometimes they keep closed.
Yes, every year
Every
they
year is
open
different.
different tombs.
Okay.
They don't open all of them in one time.
62, yes?
And here is the tomb of Ramesses II.
Wow.
It's one of the most beautiful and the biggest tomb. One of the biggest. Of course, it's not the biggest one here.
Yes. But Ramesses II is the most famous.
The most famous is Ramesses the Great.
It's the tomb of Ramesses III. Not the son of Ramesses II, but the one after, his son. 100 years after. He was assassinated by his son, not from the royal wife because he has secondary wives, and so he couldn't finish the chamber in time. There's the jackal there. Wow, the colors. All the way they made all the colors is the same method except for the blue. The blue they got from a different method. I'll put down below as well. I totally forgot what my guy said. The reason why it ends off here is because Ramesses III wanted to move to the right, 3 meters to the right, and continue on going. I don't know the reason for it, but it was deliberate. There's a snake there. Unbelievable. Wow. It breathes pretty well down here. Down there was the burial chamber, but it's not completed because he was assassinated. So. Is it ancient Egyptian camera? The burial of Ramesses V and VI. Here's graffiti from the Greek and Roman times, 2,000 something years old. Really cool, I didn't even know that. Here is, you can see the chisel off faces, what the Coptics did. You can see they chiseled everything. So on the left is, they're depicting the Book of the Dead. Not all of it, but partially. Ramesses V had no sons to go be the heir for his throne. So Ramesses VI, the uncle of Ramesses III, which we saw earlier, took control, and he, instead of making a separate tomb, he just extended it. You can see here the key of life. They're holding it all the time. I forgot to mention it earlier. I don't know where they show it better, but that little blue thing, I'll zoom in. It represents the top, the vagina, the second penis. They represent life, and life can only be made with a man and a woman. And that symbol is almost in all of the tombs. Yeah, exactly, right here. Right here, she's holding it. It's called the Key of Life. Beautiful. Okay. Here is from the 20th dynasty as well. It's already past the golden age.
On the one hand, perfect is a matter of taste, which means what is perfect in your eyes doesn't mean that other people see it as you.
Here you can see the goddess of the sky sucking in the sun, and up here is the nighttime because she's sucking in the sun. Over here is the daytime. And then you can see Ramesses VI going to the afterlife by boat with a little help from his friends. Right there with the arms. I think it's Jeb. Jeb is this one. Here is the god Osiris. Right here holding the key of life and judgment. There's a destroyed scale, but you can still see it. And then there's a baboon. So everyone's lining up for judgment right here. Lining up the stairs. And then there's the god Osiris up here, judging them. Really cool. This is the tomb of Ramesses IX. One of the last pharaohs in the New Kingdom. The last one was Ramesses XI. The colors, except for blue, are all natural. They're used from gemstones. They're crushed with a little bit of wax and then water and everything. But the blue is actually copper sulfate. You can see here, the blue is copper sulfate. See, the blue is very hard to create for paint back then, especially the Egyptians, but they managed. This is people going to the afterlife right here. The headless ones are see the headless ones right there? Are the damned, and they're going to hell without judgment, so they're essentially screwed. Yeah, some are upside down. I wonder what they depicted how their hell was like. Probably not better. There's a smaller tomb because Ramesses IX died suddenly. Not assassinated like the third, but it was very sudden. So the burial chamber that you'll see down there is not a proper burial chamber. It was improvised. They couldn't keep digging, so they improvised the burial chamber. So this is one of the only tombs here in the Valley of Kings where they have it purposely high roofs, so the sun on a certain time could hit all the way over here. Like this on a specific day. There should be 2 sails over there, and I'll talk about it when I get there. But actually, no, I'll talk about it right now because I'll have to take some pictures. There's 2 sails there, and it represents the king's journey to the afterlife. Also, the fungus here from the blue copper sulfate that they were using, and so now there's like black roofs. A lot of these tombs have that now. You can see the boats now. I'll zoom it in. We're at the Temple of Hatshepsut. It's a female ruler, ruled for 22 years during the Middle Kingdom.
And here is one of 2 statues for the Queen Hatshepsut, which she had a feminine face.
Is that her face on there?
Yeah, this is the feminine face and the body of the lion.
Wow.
Like the Sphinx in Giza, but this one is smaller.
Yes.
And the other statues that have a feminine face for her is in Egyptian Museum. One here, you can see, she looked like a woman.
Yes, yes.
But if you look to this one there, you can see she had a false beard.
Yes.
She don't flat.
No breasts, yes.
Yeah, no breast.
They didn't want her to be a female ruler, so she depicted herself as a king. And it's very rare to find her depicted as a woman.
Only 5 women ruled.
5? Okay.
5. During the ancient time, only 2.
Okay.
One in the Middle Kingdom and Hatshepsut. And first floor, talking about moving her obelisk
Okay.
from Aswan, but we can't visit it now
Okay.
because it's under restoration.
I see.
The unfinished obelisk belonged to Hatshepsut. If they finish it, it would be the biggest obelisk in Egypt.
Really?
The tallest of it is
Wow.
41 meters, and it would weigh 800 tons.
800 tons, wow.
It's smooth, the granite, zero smooth. You can see the ruins of the colors up there.
Okay.
You can see it,
Yes, yes.
but it's gone with the sun.
The columns?
The sun.
Oh, the sun, okay.
The sun removed the colors.
Oh, the colors. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, I get it now.
But all the temples used to have colors.
Yes, yes, I understand. I can see a little bit here.
Yeah, that's right. This part of the temple dedicated to the goddess Hathor, the
Okay.
goddess of motherhood, sympathy, and music. But she had 3 shapes or 3 forms. First form, she looked like a cow, like here.
Oh,
And here you can see the cow licking the hand of the Queen Hatshepsut. Here Hatshepsut, she's looking like a man, not like a woman. But Thutmose couldn't destroy Hatshepsut here because the crown she's wearing is a religious, so he couldn't destroy this scene. and she had a lot of keys of life in her hand. It's me like she can give life.
Yeah, she doesn't look like she looks like a man.
Yes.
And over here is the old ruins of the second one.
Of Amenhotep II. You can see two statues right there.
What? Oh, yes.
Yes, these two statues. This side, south side, with the crown of south, and this side with the crown of north. Used to be 112 statue from there till the entrance of the temple.
112?
And I'll
Wow.
show you. ازيك يا حاج؟ يا عم ما شاء الله عليك. الله يخليك يا باشا.
This is cool as well. I didn't know this was still here. Wow.
And right there, you see this hole?
Which hole?
The big one right there.
At the end?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
If you go for 3 meters like this and you walk a little bit like 6 meters, you will find inside the mountain a big room. And here used to be the temple of Thutmose III, but it's been destroyed with earthquake and big stones fall from the mountain
Okay.
to destroy them. Here it is. Dedicated to the goddess Hathor, so all the columns here had the face of the goddess Hathor, and you can see the ruins of the color.
Okay.
And two cobra above her head as a protection.
Oh, I see.
And right there, you can see the Queen Hatshepsut is breastfeeding from the goddess Hathor. You see it? You can see it's been scratched.
They try to erase her name.
Yes, shattered her name and he put his own name. And this pyramid is a verb to give. So the name min khibru ra, to who give life. Jib ank, it's mean to give life, who give life and
Yes.
prosperity. He scratched also, shattered the name of Hatshepsut again, and he put his own name. Min khibru ra, jib ank, who give life.
Okay. And the give life, that was for her or for the Thutmose?
Originally it was for her, but
Oh.
when he removed her name and he put his own name, it's become to him.
Yeah, now he thinks he's giving life. Okay, yeah.
Because this is a verb to give, it's mean jeb,
Jeb,
to
okay.
give in the ancient language. The key of life is ank.
Ankh,
Yes.
okay.
Man part, the woman part. Both together they give life. Okay, and I will show you the third form for the goddess Hathor. You can see the ruins of the color, even in the sun.
Yes.
It's still there.
Can't believe it. The red survives the best.
Yeah, the red, the most color who survived. This part, you can see the third form for the goddess Hathor as a woman with the horns and the sun, the disc of the sun in the middle.
Yes, the
And
disc of the
here's the
sun.
Queen Hatshepsut looking like a man giving or making a relation with her or giving offers for her, and also holds a key of life in her hand.
Okay.
And here, when she used to come to her temple, she came in a boat in the same design like this, and her throne settled in the boat, as
Okay.
you see. And here is her soldiers. Yeah,
Right.
like the cartouches, he shattered all the name in the cartouches except the word Amun, which is the word of the god Amun-Ra, because Hatshepsut, one of her names include Amun
Oh,
inside
okay.
it. So he can destroy all except the name of the god.
Yes.
Like here also, Amun.
Yeah. And the rest is cut.
The rest is cut, except, and this is Aton, the god Aton. So it's something religious, he can destroy.
Yes, it's very specific. Only this.
the name of gods or the religious things he can destroy.
Yeah.
The details. Oil from papyrus and lotus, wine and beer.
Wow, wine and beer.
Yeah. Here, deers. You can see the grapes, apricot,
Yes, apricots.
and grapes. The black
Grapes.
ones. Grapes. Up there you can see perfumes. Up there you can see bread, vegetables, fruits, head of cows. So it's all offers to the father Amra.
Oh, and she used to be there before it's
But
chiseled.
it's destroyed.
Wow.
Und
Here Hatshepsut also been destroyed, giving offer to Anubis, but the same offers. But I like this thing.
The snake?
Yeah, I like
Ah.
it. I don't know why. But every time I come here, it take my eyes.
Yeah, I can agree with you there. It's very interesting. Here is the statues of Amenhotep III, around 3,400 years old. The Romans tried to, you saw it from the video already, but the Romans tried to restore it here and they screwed up, and then in 1990 they properly restored it. 1220 BC. Wow. Beautiful. This would have been painted and everything. These are huge. The lunch I have for today: rice, bread with I think a hummus or pop ganoush, I'm not sure. Got chicken here, soup, I think it's similar soup I had in Cairo, bread, and a salad. My favorite part is this. Shukran. That's the soup then, and that's the chicken. You know what, it's 41 degrees and I can handle this for a few hours, that's for sure. It's not that bad. Honestly not, and I have no sunburn, I think. I know it looks red on the camera, but I have no sunburn, and I put sunscreen on my face only, so that's nice. Sun hat, linen OP, pants OP. I'm wearing black Ultra Boosts for like the winter, so everything's awesome. It's a very nice neighborhood, non-dangerous. It's literally just residential. It's awesome. Anyways, that's been an awesome day. Couldn't recommend this trip more. Luxor was great. It was a blast, and I still got one more day tomorrow, full day, so I'm excited. Public ferry's back there, so I have to walk this way back. You see lights coming from the mountain there. Here's the Luxor Temple right here. They are having the sound and light now. It's open till 10 p.m. Around 7. Oh crap, it is windy. It's around 7 right now. I plan to see it for an hour or two. And then I either hassle to a 20 Egyptian, or I take the public ferry or walk back 20 minutes and pay 5 Egyptian. I'm leaning towards public ferry, but if I could go for 25, I'll do it. 100 is way too much. No one should pay that for such a small crossing for Egypt standards. Finally rolling up my sleeves without a burn. Let's go. So we're now at the last stop of the video, the Luxor Temple. It was built approximately in 1400 BC, and although it's not as large as the Karnak Temple, the site still contains a lot of history. The reason for this is because the ancient Egyptians worshipped here for 1,000+ years, and then around 300 BC, during the reign of Alexander the Great, he conquered pretty much all the known world at the time, including Egypt. So they converted this site into a Greek temple. And then a few hundred years later, during the time of Christ, the building was converted into a Christian church during the time of the Eastern Roman Empire and the Byzantine Empire. Finally, after a few hundred years, after the Byzantines and Christians that got out of the Middle East, the expansion from Muhammad and the later Muslim conquest over the Middle East resulted in this temple actually turning into a mosque. But anyways, during this next clip, I will not leave the audio in due to the fact that there was quite a bit of noise from the winds that were coming through. So I apologize for that, but I prefer not to have really bad audio during these next few clips. So anyways, back into the video. But there's a kind of a sandstorm going on, really minor one. There's so much sand in the air. You can see it really under the light, but I'm gonna walk this way. It's flying behind me. Yes, I have 50% off because I'm a student. So very cheap. Yeah? 21. Yeah, young. Salam. Driving, yes? Okay. Yes. Very nice horse. For dancing and teaching?
Yes, I'm teaching dancing, horse dancing.
Ah.
I'm teaching dancing a long time. So this now still young, still students.
Yes, yes. Very nice.
It's very bad now, in desert.
Oh, okay.
This one. And before, and now become like a mini. Sometimes having deer. Because before it was not having like this. ها؟ خذوا علينا وضعفوا. لا يا ابو يا اخي دول فعفعين والله خرابين. والله العظيم اكبر ناس خرابين. هو الفرس بتاعك ده؟ هو اللي عايزين نحشدوه؟ ايوه شفاش ابو الهول. ها؟ شفاش ابو الهول. لان شفتهاش في فرس قلبته بنته. شفاش ابو الهول. ايه الاخبار يا ياسر؟ تمام والله خليك يا مدير. I will take picture with you before you leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you tell me before, I will, but you leave tomorrow.
Yes. Yes.
Next time, inshallah.
Next time,
Next time.
Next
you will
time.
have a Bristol from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll come back for sure.
You go back to Canada or you go
bring
to
family.
some rounds?
I'm going Aswan and then after Amman, Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan's.
Jordan, yes.
The last one is lovely, but it will be really hot.
Aswan?
As well.
Yes.
As here, but a little bit maybe you can find 1-2 degrees up than here, you know.
Yeah.
I know
No
that.
problem.
No
Yeah,
problem.
yeah.
Yeah.
دورة ده.
Wake up early, sleep in the day.
تاني؟
Oh yeah.
Oh, shukran.
عارف هم قالت لي تروحش مصر خطر والدنيا بايظه نار.
Yeah?
And what you feel here in Egypt?
Very nice. It's a different world. I've never been something like in my life.
Yeah. First time you came to Middle East.
First time Middle East, yes.
First time Middle East.
Yes.
And it's safe. It's good.
It's safe. All my friends tell me Egypt is dangerous, and I say it's not dangerous. I'm gonna go to Egypt. I want to see everything.
Now
I know
when-
it's not dangerous.
Now take a
when you
picture
go
and show
home-
the video over there.
How much? Which guy? On the website? $80? Yeah, expensive. For 3 places. Yeah. And he pays for my ticket. Yeah, he pays. Yeah. Good night. Wow, what a wonderful night. Okay, let me explain to you what just happened. So I got around 8:30, I got picked up by Yassar by the Nile in the West Bank, and he brought me back to his home. But he has a horse there that he teaches dancing. So basically, he's training this horse. He's around 9 months old right now. He's teaching that horse to dance, and they have like competitions here in Luxor. And he was gonna bring me to it the first day, but I slept too much, and I didn't really believe he was gonna. I thought he was just gonna bring me to his friend's restaurant. He takes a cut of the money, you know. But he's actually a really genuine guy. He explained to me that he wanted to have tourists see Egypt in a good way, and he's trying his best. So in the future, when tourists come, they're not afraid of, you know, the stereotypes of Egypt and all that, you know, the scams. There is still plenty of scams here, but guys like him help it a little bit. And if there's more people like him, Egypt wouldn't be viewed as such a, you know, not dangerous, but, you know, like unpleasant place to visit, right? And he also brought his friends over. They had Yassar used to have a whole chicken farm there and geese all over, and now they're gone. He buys the meat from the store, and they made a funny joke about one goose that was really big and it killed himself before he got eaten. So it was really funny. We had a great laugh. But anyways, that's been Luxor. I had a great time. Tomorrow is Aswan, and I'll film plenty there. I'm hoping to see some monasteries, some temples, the Philae Temple, and if I could swim in the Nile, we'll see. I don't know. It's just, if I knew how good this place would have been, I would have booked a few extra days earlier, so, or more, you know. So, anyways, that's been Luxor. I'll see you guys tomorrow or in the next video.